Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Happy World Card Making Day. I'm so excited that you are joining me. I am squeezing this video in. We're going to make some quick and easy Christmas cards. I've got 6 quick cards to share with you using some designer paper. And even though I'm using the new Shining Christmas designer paper, you can easily duplicate these cards with any designer paper for any occasion. And I hope that you will stamp along with me. I realize that my video is a little bit last minute, and so you probably are not prepared to stamp this first time, but if you watch the replay, that also gives you the luxury to pause when you need to. But I hope that you will come back and stamp with me. These cards are super simple. I will let you know. So if you like to layer things and add embellishments and ribbon, you can always do that when you're done. But these quick and easy cards are going to be a perfect starting point for you. And then you can embellish and create as you wish. Now, I know you guys are probably getting ready for Stampin' Up's free virtual World Card Making Day event. That is starting in 45 minutes. If you're watching this live, it starts at 2:00 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 3:00 Central Time. And so we're going to be all done before you have to go and watch Stampin' Up's World Card Making Day event. And if you're not already, make sure to check out. I'll post the link so you can join this live event. You can also watch the replay if you miss the live event from Stampin' Up. They are going to have some stamp-along projects and some demonstrations and lots of fun things. I really cannot wait to watch this. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for sharing, Tony. I'm so glad that you're tuning in. And I do realize this is last minute, and so maybe you're not going to be stamping with me right now, but hopefully you'll come back and stamp later. Okay, I am using some basic supplies, and so if you do want to stamp with me, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some 6x6 designer paper. Really, you could use any pieces, and this probably would be good if you have some scraps. It doesn't have to be exactly 6x6. You're going to need 6 card bases. I'm using Thick White, Mossy Meadow, and Cherry Cobbler. By the way, this designer paper is called Shining Christmas. It is one of the special release designer papers that Stampin' Up came out with last month. And so it's still available as far as I know. I should have double checked that, but I'm pretty sure it is. It is item number 162354. And the online pictures don't do this justice because Shiny Christmas truly is shiny. It has red foil accents on all of the pieces, and it is just beautiful. On the flip side of all of them, we have some cherry cobbler and white designs. So really fantastic traditional Christmas colors and imagery. So that's what I'm going to use on my cards today. But like I said, you can use any designer paper that you have. And one thing that I really love about this stamp set throughout the year is that it has different stamps for lots of occasions throughout the year. So I'm using Happy Holidays on all of my cards. You could make a set of cards and use the happiest of birthdays. You could do Be My Valentine. You can use any of them and make up a whole set of cards. I have one ink pad color because I'm going to stamp my Happy Holidays all in the same color, Mossy Meadow. I also brought in my 2 3/8" circle punch. We're going to use that in a couple cards, and it's just a handy punch. I love this size. I love this shape. And really we're using it today more as an accent and not as like punching the sentiment. So if you don't have the circle, you can just substitute squares instead, perhaps. And I've got some adhesive. I'm using the Stampin' Dimensionals and Stampin' Seal. Oh, I'm so excited that you are stamping. Maybe not working on these cards with me right now, Joe, but I'm happy to hear that you're stamping today. How many of you have made a card already? Give me a thumbs up if you have made a card today for World Card Making Day. I hope that you have, and I would love for you to share them with me, whether on the Facebook page or send me a little message. Tell me what you're working on. So I'm going to start by stamping. Since we're mostly just cutting the designer paper, I'm going to start with the stamping and just get it done and out of the way. So I'm using Mossy Meadow and stamping the Happy Holidays. Now, most of the time when I'm stamping, I try to, a little ink on the outside there. I'm going to just turn that over and try again. Maybe not rock this time. Oh, I did it again. You know what? I anticipated a mess up and I cut an extra, but that's all I'm allowed, one mess up, because I only cut one extra. I usually try to stamp on the inside, and today I'm not stamping on the inside. I'm just focusing on these kind of basic, quick and easy card layouts. And so, like I said, you can always layer things, embellish, add inside, stamp coordinating envelopes. Oh my heavens. Oh, do you guys have problems with that? We call it a halo, right? Where you get a little bit of ink around the image, and sometimes that can happen if your ink pad is really juicy or if there's a lot of extra rubber like mine has, so you can see all that ink is catching, and if you push too hard, then all that ink just goes right on your image. Okay, we've got our sentiments, and we're going to put these all on with Stampin' Dimensional. So I'm going to go ahead and prep that part too. And I do realize, I acknowledge, I'm a quick stamper, which is how we're going to get 6 cards done super fast today. So if you are stamping along with me, and especially if you're watching in the replay, just go ahead and pause and catch up. And then you can keep going and not feel like you're getting far behind. So I love that pause feature, and it is so perfect for stamping along. Take your time, because stamping is supposed to be relaxing. It's not supposed to be rushed. It's supposed to be enjoyed. Okay, I love this paper, and I used it for the first time today, literally an hour ago when I designed these cards, and I wanted to come up with some versatile layouts, really that focused on the designer paper, that you could substitute any designer paper and create some cards. So I came up with some layouts, and I'll have some kind of version to share with you where you can, maybe I'll just take a picture of my sketches, and I also have the measurements of the designer paper that we're going to use. So I will come up with some kind of way to share this that isn't chicken scratch. So you have this as a resource to create these cards at home. But we're going to start and make all 6 cards. And just to give you kind of an idea of where we're going, here are the general layouts. And you're just going to have to choose as you go, especially if you're using different designer paper. You're going to have to choose your patterns as you go. So this first one, we're going to use a big piece of that designer paper. And for this card, I chose the trees. I really like that. I thought it was kind of a nice image to have a big piece of. And this is going to be a large layer on the card. And so I'm going to cut this at 4 inches and then turn it and cut it 5 1/4. Okay, so this one is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and we're going to put this on a mossy meadow card base. I love how that brings out the trees. And I want to add a little accent. This is where we're going to bring in our punch, and we're going to choose a pattern that goes with the trees. And these are all kind of busy and flashy, so I'm actually going to turn it over and choose a pattern. And I think I like these polka dots. So this is the back of the holly, and I am going to use that 2 3/8 inch circle punch and punch a circle to go on our card. Okay, so 1 2 3/8 inch circle punch from the red. All right, let's scoot that paper trimmer out of the way really quick, and we're going to make our first quick and easy card, quick and easy. We're going to use some regular Stampin' Seal to add this to the card base. As I said, I would normally add a layer of white on the inside and some extra stamping, but for the sake of being quick and easy, I'm just going to leave it today, and I'll come back and finish it later. I'm going to grab one of my greetings. I have Stampin' Dimensionals on all the greetings already. We started with that. And all the other layers for today's cards are going on just with some regular snail adhesive or liquid glue. There is card number 1. I told you, quick and easy. We are definitely going to be done before Stampin' Up's event gets started. I promise I won't make you late. Halloween cards today, Susan. Oh, I'm so glad that you're stamping. I need to make up some Halloween cards and some fall cards. So I might try this layout with some of the Halloween paper that I have left. I think that would be a whole lot of fun. All right. Are you guys ready for card number 2? I think so. Card number 2, this one. Oh, I love this layout. Some of these are variations on layouts that I've done before, and so this is definitely one of those cards. I'm going to use the Cherry Cobbler card base, and for this one, I am going to use I really like this kind of plaid pattern. So we're going to do 2 pieces of designer paper, and then our sentiment is going to be in the middle. So I'm going to cut the designer paper, and this sentiment is 3.5 inches. It's 1 by 3.5. And so I want to do 3.5 inches for these other pieces. So I'm going to do 3.5 inches by 1.5. So I have 2 1.5 by 3.5 inch pieces, and these are going to go on the top and the bottom to create a quick and easy card. I told you guys. Quick and easy. I'm going to start with this sentiment and do my best to center this. And sometimes it's helpful if you have grid paper underneath and you can kind of use the ruler on the grid paper. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it a little bit and call that good. And then the other designer paper is going to go on with Stampin' Seal. So these are 1.5 by 3.5, and I'm going to turn that around. It feels like a bottom. There we go. 1.5 by 3.5, and the middle is 1 by 3.5. Okay, as I'm putting these on, I'm realizing that I did not center that centerpiece very well. So I'm going to do a quick little pull and maneuver, move these down just a smidge. There. Perfect. Quick and easy card number 2. Done. Aren't these layouts fun? I think they're such a great way to show off beautiful designer paper, and we have so many amazing designer paper options. Okay, our next card is card number 3. For this one, I'm going to use the thick white cardstock for the card base, and we're going to use another larger piece of the designer paper. And so for the white card base, I really like these green patterns because I think they pop against the white really well. And so I'm going to use the presents for this one. And then I also need a coordinating piece. I think I like this. I want to have something that is kind of subtle, not so crazy. I like the X's actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the X's for this one. And I'm just checking to see. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so let's get our paper trimmer out. And for this one, I got to use my little sneak. We are doing, oh, this is such a great measurement. We're doing 3 1/4 by 4.5. And I love this measurement because a card front is 4 1/4 by 5.5. And so this is 3 1/4 by 4.5. So it is exactly 1 inch off each side. So it makes it really easy to do that measurement. So that's going to be right in the center of the card. And then we're going to do a little piece of the triangles, not the triangles, the X's. We're going to go 1 inch by 4. Okay. So there are our pieces for this card. And we're going to bring in the greeting. Oh my gosh, look at that. Another quick and easy card. I know some of you really love to layer and really love to add embellishments and ribbon. And so I'm going to keep saying this because I feel like you might look at these cards and think, okay, these are too simple. I invite you to just make it your own, right? Layer how you want, and really kind of go to town with all your embellishments. But these cards are quick and easy and perfect for new stampers. So if you're new and you haven't done a lot of crafting, these are just some really great layouts just to kind of stretch and get you going. So we are already done with 3 cards. I know, this is so quick. I love them, and I love how different they all, even though they all use the same designer paper, different patterns, but they all use exactly the same greeting piece, the same size, the same color, the same greeting, and they look totally different. We have 3 more to go. We're only halfway done. We'll go back to our little card layouts. And I just jotted these down in a notebook. That was number 3. Number 4, oh, we're going to do some more circles. We're going to bring back the Mossy Meadow card base for this one. And we're bringing back our 2 3/8 inch circle punch. And I want to have some different coordinating patterns here. I like the polka dots. And I really love the holly. So I'm going to do 1 polka dot and 1 holly. And I'm also going to do 1 of the presents. I really kind of, and actually that's it. We just have those 3 circles. So let's move this out of the way. We are going to line up these circles. And I actually went ahead and went off the side of the card just a little bit. And we'll just trim those with scissors. And then we're going to add our sentiment right in the middle. Oh, I just realized this one had a little, oh, I should have restamped that. Let me grab my, there it is. See if we can just, I'm using my sand eraser, which is good for inks. Oh, you know what? Oh, well, it will be fine. I know it's just not that noticeable. Okay. I'll probably redo it and tear it off later, but that's okay. Right now we're going to keep going. We're going to put it on the card and we're going to start with these circles. I'm going to put 1 right in the center, and this is the red one. I put the red one in because the other ones have the foil, and so I just thought that was kind of, I just sort of like that. So I'm going to kind of tuck those in, and I'm almost going to fit them all on the card, but they're just going to go a little bit off the edge, and that's okay. We're going to take our scissors and we're just going to trim. So if you don't have the circle punch, you could just do some squares, or even turn the squares and use them diagonally like as diamonds instead. But just a little something to get all those different patterns in there. And then we'll add our sentiment right on top. Almost crooked. Oh. And boop, card number 4 done. Quick and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you ready for card 5? I love it. Guess what color we're going to use? That's right. We're going to use the Cherry Cobbler cardstock again. And another one of my favorite layouts, we're going to do a strip of designer paper across the bottom. I like the stripes for this one, and then I really want to bring in a lot of colors. So we're going to do this piece with the candy canes. It's kind of got the stripes in there, so I feel like those sort of coordinate together. And we are going to cut these pieces. So first, the candy canes, we're going to cut this one to be 3 by 3. So if you were making this card and only this card, you could get 4 of those 3 by 3 pieces from a 6 by 6 paper. And the next one is 1.5 by 5.5. And again, if you're only making this card, you'd be able to get 4 of those from your 6 by 6 paper. Okay, let's put our sketches aside. I know. So Julie, this designer paper is an online exclusive. So that would explain why you overlooked it, because it was not in any catalog. I'm going to add our first designer paper strip about 1/2 inch or so from the bottom. Stampin' Up! Is having more and more online exclusives. In fact, they have official online exclusive releases every 4 months, so 3 times a year. Oh, I'm out of adhesive. Let's just bring in my spare. So the next online exclusive release is going to be November 7th. Demonstrators can pre-order right now, and I shared some sneak peeks on Thursday. If you missed that, you should definitely check it out. Online exclusive. So this designer paper was kind of a surprise online exclusive, and it was part of a special release, and there were 5 different papers. These actually were originally slated to be celebration designer papers, but Stampin' Up! Decided not to do a fall or late summer celebration. So these were just extra papers that they had ready to go, and so they released them as a special online exclusive release. So these came out in September on the 6th, and they're available while supplies last, limited edition. Okay, how are we doing on time? Oh, I looked at the clock and I thought, it's not 7:15. No, it's not. It's 2:35. We are doing great on time. I was kind of worried that 45 minutes to make 6 cards was going to be a little quick, but I knew that these card layouts were quick and easy and that we would have no problem whipping them out. There is card number 5. If you're just joining us, we have made good use of 20 minutes so far, and we've already made 5 cards with 1 more to go. This is quick and easy cards, and I am realizing that probably not a lot of people are going to stamp with me because I'm just going so fast. But if you're watching in the replay, pause is your friend. Our last card, this is such a great layout and so easy to do with any designer paper. We're going to have 3 panels of designer paper with our greeting across them. What size is that square piece? Danielle, this square piece is 3 inches by 3 inches. I think that's the one you're talking about. I have measurements for all the designer paper pieces, and I will find a way to share the card layouts and the measurements. I'm going to put together a little flyer this afternoon, and so I will have that ready for you to download with a picture of all the cards and the layouts and the measurements for quick and easy reference. And then you can come back to the video and you can just pause as you follow along with me. Oh, Angela, I'm so glad that you're here. These cards are just for you. You said you're new to Stampin' Up, and these are quick and easy. And you have lots of ink. Yes. The card making event. So, if you are just tuning in, Stampin' Up is having a virtual card making event this afternoon at 2 o'clock Mountain Time, which is in about 20 minutes. And it's 2 to 5 Mountain Time. So it's 3 hours, and it's going to be just tons of fun presentations, some stamp-alone projects, I think some sneak peeks and fun things. And so you should definitely check it out, at least for a little while. I know I'm going to tune in until it's time to get ready for the homecoming dance. Judy, I will have this video on YouTube, and the download I will post on Facebook and YouTube and on my blog, and I'll blast it out there for you. So you'll have no problems finding it when it's ready. Okay, guys, we have one last card, and we talked about this 3 panels. So I'm going to use the last thick white cardstock. So for these cards, I did 3 sheets of cardstock, and I just scored them and cut them into 6 card fronts. So I'm keeping it super simple. All the sentiments are Mossy Meadow with 1 single stamp from the Throughout the Year. If you tuned in late, it's this stamp set. Such a great one. I love that it just covers lots of different holidays, occasions. It's a good one to have if you don't have it already. I had this as an add-on, an optional add-on to my product share that I offered last month, so you might have it from that. We have lots of paper left over from our card making today, and so we can choose our favorite patterns to put on this last card. I think I'm going to go with this awesome paper, this plaid, and then I also really like the presents. Let me see, hopefully I'll have enough of that left over. And then I think for the last piece, I want to bring in one of these red patterns. I kind of like the Christmas lights, I think, for that. So let's do those patterns. And our designer paper is going to be, love this easy measurement, 1.5 by 3.5, which was the same measurement as this card was 1.5 by 3.5. So we are going to, we'll have to see how much we have left of this. Can we get 3.5? Oh, it is close, but we did it. 1.5 by 3.5 of the presents. Is that right? Yeah, okay, it seems small. And then 3.5 by 1.5. And I want to make sure that I get a lot of the lights in here, because sometimes I cut one of these and there's not a lot of lights there. So I want to make sure this looks really good. I'm going to cut 1.5 inch here and then 3.5 so that we have a lot of those lights showing. That's going to be perfect. sketch. Again, we're just going to center those 3, and then we're going to put the sentiment right across. So let's go ahead and flip these over. We're going to use our Stampin' Seal to adhere these down. And we're going to start, I always try to start with the one in the middle. I don't know why I feel like I can center well, but here's my tip for being able to pull back up. I'm gently placing it down, and I'm not smoothing it out yet. I want to make sure that I like where everything's going. So I'm just kind of, there is adhesive on the back. I'm just not committing. I'm not committing until I have my placement just right. So I need to come over just a little bit with all of these. So I'm just gonna kind of bump them over, bump them down just a little bit here. Okay, liking that. And then as I like it, I can commit and put the pressure on to adhere them to the card. I know, this paper is so beautiful, Kathy. The shine is just gorgeous. Again, I put the one that didn't shine in the middle because that's the one that gets most covered up by the sentiment. And I'm just going to go right in the middle with this. So again, super quick and easy cards. We just made 6 of them. If you're joining late, we made 6 cards with this Shining Christmas designer paper. And again, this is one from the online exclusive special release paper. There's the item number, Shining Christmas. It's a 12 by 12 designer paper. All of these are. And I just cut it down and started with a 6 by 6 for our little super fast class today. Now I shared all the measurements as we went and the card layouts, and so I will create a flyer that has these card layouts and that has the designer paper measurements so that you can create these cards, also pictures of course of the cards. But I hope that you are inspired by this quick and easy mini card class. We are done in time, so go grab a snack. The Stampin' Up virtual event starts in 15 minutes, and if you're watching this late, if you're watching the replay, you can also watch the replay of the Stampin' Up virtual card making event. I think it's going to be available until October 31st, if I remember right. Maybe that was something else, but you'll still be able to access and to view those videos. So go check it out. I'm going to share the link here on Facebook, and then I'm going to upload this to YouTube and share the link there as well. And you guys, I know I'm going to spoil the surprise a little bit for you, but Stampin' Up is announcing free shipping. They are going to do free shipping on orders over $75 or more starting on Monday, October 9th through October 11th, you can get free shipping on your Stampin' Up order over $75. So if you don't want to order that much, join in with a friend, buddy up, so you guys can both get free shipping on your order. That's an 11% savings, so it's like a sale on everything. I love that. If you're a demonstrator, the free shipping in addition to your demonstrator discount, it is so beautiful. If you have any questions, if you'd like to shop with me, you can do that at juliedavison.com/shop. Make sure you use my host code for October, which I'll add to the video description. If I can figure out how to do that on Facebook, I'll add that to the video description. And when you order with me, you'll get a free project kit when you order $40 or more. And so you can get the supplies to make these projects. You can get the Shining Christmas designer paper, the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, the throughout the year stamp set, the Mossy Meadow ink pad, some adhesive like the Stampin' Seal and Stampin' Dimensionals. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Happy World Card Making Day. I hope that you are making cards and having fun. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, like and share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel over on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook for more paper crafting goodness. See you next time. Bye.